Hello, everyone. Hope you're well. It's been an absolute age since I've done a video, I understand. There's been lots of reasons, really. It's been the holidays. The kids have been home, so it's been really hard to, get stuck in and do a vlog while they've been running around the house running riot. It's also just been a matter of, nothing major was happening with school. Nothing major was happening with any of the plans that were going on, and so on and so forth. But on top of that, I was just I've been feeling particularly messy this month, and I did a vlog saying I was going on tablets to get myself sorted out back in the first week of August, end of July. It's been at least 4 or 5 weeks since I've done a vlog, and my word, did the have the side effects of these tablets just been messing with me? They've been making me tired, hot, uncomfortable, just generally not very like woo, let's chat, let's do something exciting. So those of you who watch my Twitch will have noticed that I've been very inconsistent. I know that nobody's sat there going, "Oh, this guy's an idiot, this guy's rubbish," but you know, when I miss them, it really grates me that I'm like, damn it, this was my day, this is my routine, this is my plan. I like sitting there and chatting to everybody who comes in. I love keeping up with everybody and seeing how the weeks are gone and that kind of thing. And just having a nice, chilled gaming session is just nice as well. But lately, it's been very much, it gets to 6 o'clock and I'm like, oh my God, my headache is not going, or I just feel so uncomfortable, or I'm so knackered, I need to have a kip, or I wake up and it's like 7:45 and I just think, I've literally just woken up from a nap. So I'm in that kind of place, and I don't know when it's going to. I've got a review of my tablets tomorrow, and I'm going to raise the fact that I just can't predict when I'm going to be sleepy. And when I had the week off work, and I thought, oh, I'll do lots of streaming and vlogging then, and I literally slept so much while I was off, it was ridiculous. Um, so I'm in a bit of a weird kind of. I'm doing this now because today's the first day back for the kids. Well, Ollie and Ben went back yesterday. Emily's back today. I got the house to myself. I can record and talk and say what I want. But I kept thinking, well, if I have to keep stopping and starting, and they walk in, or I'm not doing it properly, or I'm rusty, it kind of gets in your head. Like so far, this is the first this is the first run. I've just gone with it, and it's working all right. But sometimes I start a vlog 15 times because I'm just like, hey everyone, oh I got it wrong. I'll do it again, and I didn't want to have to try and do that while Ben's waiting for me to put something on the telly for him or whatever. It was going to be too much hassle. So there was lots of stuff there. And I just kept thinking, what am I going to talk about? But yeah, I do feel like the side effects aren't going away as quickly as I'd have hoped them to. Claire's insisting that it should, in her knowledge of these sorts of things, it takes 3 months for things to really get going, and you got to give them an honest chance. I was telling her I was quite happy to just come off them tomorrow after talking to the doctor, and she was kind of like, it's not even been a month and a half yet. Like, don't do that. And I'm like, well, yeah, but they're already just getting on my nerves. So I'm going to talk to the doctor and see what they say, but I'm probably going to stay on them until they tell me it's, we've done the honest crack. So that's me. I'm a mess. I'm not that messy, to be fair. Like I'm knackered, but I am doing other things. When I've got the energy. So I'm currently writing a comic with my friend, and I'm excited about that. I feel like it sounds fun. It sounds cool. We're enjoying writing it. We're enjoying working it. They're gonna draw everything. I've got a deadline of today to get them the kind of finished sort of story beats, plots, so we can then dig into it a bit further and make it more the finished kind of story so they can draw it. So that's exciting. I've been doing I've been drawing lots still. I know I haven't done a lamp up comic in even longer, but I've been kind of drawing other things, and that's what when I do a lamp up one, that's what it's going to be about. The fact that I've been drawing other things, and that's ticking along. Been working hard, doing my job. Got lots of tenders going on and stuff like that at work, so I've been nice and busy, which is positive because sometimes August can be really quiet. Sometimes this could be the month where I'm pulling my hair out. I'm bored, but tearing my hair out because I'm so bored and I can't find anything to do. Whereas this month has been hectic with tenders, so I've been a bit tired from that, I guess, as well. I had my birthday. I didn't think of a gift. Like my parents and my mother-in-law and my sister got me cool things. I got Live A Live, which I talked about on the podcast. I got these little doodads which I need to set up. They're basically NFC tabs where you put them on things. You get an app, you program the app to do something. So let's say I wanted it to play a Spotify playlist, and I would tap the buttons, it would record the actions, and then I would say assign that to this tab. So that tab must have like a little number in it that's like A12345 whatever, and when my phone reads A12345, it'll do that action. And my plan is to just dot them all around the house and just have loads of automated things I can just tap my phone on and it will do it, like turn the light on or whatever. Um, just because I'm a nerd and I wanted to learn how to do it and it'd be fun. And then once I've done all the really obvious things, I'll just start thinking of new things. There's a guy on TikTok who had one where he just tapped it and he had a little machine that pumped beer out into his glass. So if he tapped his glass on it, it would fill up his glass. And I thought that was quite funny. I'm not going to do that, but that was like he'd bought all the kit to do it. And yeah, people just coming up with novel ideas. So I got that, but they weren't very big, sort of expensive things. I got some comics. I got the guy who wrote Giant Days. I got Steeple Volume 2 and Volume 3. They're very good comics. I love that. Got a lot of Pokemon comics that goes in the background. Claire did get me One Punch Man, who sat on my shelf, which was a lovely gift. I wasn't expecting, so I didn't ask for that. It was just like, she got it. I think you like this. And I was like, yes, I very much do. That's perfect. I do need to rearrange all of this at some point. I did have, which was exciting until it wasn't. I'd got an email asking if I wanted to be part of a TV show they were doing where they were going to do room makeovers for mature gamers, and they'd come to us because we're obviously a mature gamer podcast, and asked if we'd like to be up for it. I filled out their form. Kev, Anna, and Pab didn't want to. A few of my friends didn't want to when they looked at it as well. I very excitedly filled it out and sent it back, thinking, well, yeah, if they come here and they do up my room and make it look cool and gamey and you know, just tidy it up a bit and have an expert come and just have some sort of impact on it, that'll be great. I emailed it all back, and then when I chased it up, she said that she thought we were much older because we're the mature gamers. She thought we were like late 50s, early 60s, 70s, or she was assuming that we would have people that old. And yeah, me being 37 was too young. And I was like, she's like, it's a good and a bad thing. You're too young for something. And I was like, yeah, well, I kind of wanted the makeover and the pay, because it's going to be paying like 1,500 quid to be on it. So if you're an old gamer, let me know and I'll pass you details on. I was going to say we could split the money, but I'm not actually that much of a monster. So that is me. I'm all right. Like, obviously, I feel a bit happier. Things are all right. I just need to get past these what's the word, side effects. School wise, Ollie's back. He's been happy. We've had a bit of an issue whereby one of his besties has. They used to be one of the people that would be sent out so when he needed to go out in the field for a wander around or miss an assembly or miss PE, he had a choice of a friend who could come and sit with him and stuff like that. One of his friend's mums has requested that they not be picked anymore, and we don't know whether that's because the friend doesn't want to be picked or whether the mum just feels like they're missing out. But we understand it, because I often wondered this: how are they making up to this kid who's missing stuff? But they've asked not to, and I'm thinking, it's a similar parent who their nan had a bit of a go at Claire at an event, and Claire had to set the record straight because the mum had said something that wasn't true, and the nan had got annoyed and told Claire off about it, and it was like a complete misunderstanding. But this family just seemed a little bit judgy and a little bit, and Claire was saying to me, like, they don't seem to realise that their child also has needs, and that's why they've been kind of associated with one another. It's like other friends he's got who are more supportive. They get that their child is of a similar sort of scenario, and they know that we're all in the same boat and we're all trying to figure it out together. And it's, they're helping each other and it's all supportive and yay. But this parent seems to be in denial and almost thinks that their kid would be doing better if they weren't shackled with the responsibility of supporting other kids around them that are like them. And it's like, well, yeah, but that goes both ways. Your kid is now going to be unsupported, not completely, but they're not going to have that social support. But then we don't know. The kid might have asked. We don't know. It's just one of those where it's a bit of a shame. We're expecting Ollie to be a little bit disgruntled later if he notices. He might not. It depends how they handle it. I know how I would have handled it. I would have just set something new up and distracted him away from it, really, and never really acknowledged the whys and what fors, because sometimes you just don't need to. But I imagine they'll talk to him about it, which will make him ask questions, and I'll talk him through it later. It'll be fine. He's doing the what's it called, the alternate provision thing on tomorrow and Friday. I was confused because I texted Claire about it, saying, do you approve? And she replied, that does not look good. And I was like, what do you mean it doesn't look good? But I've just realized I shouldn't be reading my phone while I'm talking, but I saw it pop up and was like, what does she mean it doesn't look good? But I texted her something else about something else, and she was replying to that. but no, he's going to go to that. That'll be cool. He's excited about that. That should be good for him. I know that a few people have asked me for an update on his school situation, what we're doing. I mentioned before, obviously, we had a chat with the local authority and we said, look, we want him to move. He needs to go. We had a bit of we got upset. It was an interesting one where I was feeling really stressed about it. And then Claire just like burst into tears and started talking to me about it. And we both had a chat and said, we don't really want to have to move him because he's going to be so gutted about it. And we were just like, we wish there was an alternative. We wish there was a plan. We wish they could give the school more funding and set something up. And I asked the Senko what she thought. And I don't know if I've spoken about this before. If I have, sorry, it is a refresher. If I haven't, here's the information. But she said that they were equally upset, and she's been thinking about it a lot. And actually, part of the reason she's upset is because they had built a lot of plans for year five. Their new teacher is much more engaged, much more interested in a lot less going on for them, whatever it is. They're just more up for helping, and they've done a lot of effort to make the room good for Oliver. They've set him out his own space properly with extra things that he didn't have last year. They're planning the lessons more with him in mind, which they didn't say it like that because that would be saying something about the last teacher. But what I mean is, I don't feel the last teacher particularly felt like it was their responsibility to include them, whereas this teacher does feel that way. And that might be an unfair, and I'm probably not worded that the best, but this teacher's just giving off a vibe that they are putting a lot more effort in. Now, the school also said that as well as the alternative provision that they're sending him to outside of school, they are trying to look to turn the school into an alternative provision for others, and they want Oliver's help in making a suitable alternative provision that benefits him in school, but brings other children to the school to socialize with him, learn with him, get the same benefits he will get from it, but he will have an impact in kind of forming that. So it's going to benefit him a bit more because it's tailored to him, and then they're trying to help that then benefit others. So she was quite upset that he may never get to see the thing they'd been working on building for him because they put a lot of time and effort into it and they hadn't really mentioned it to us. And we were like, well, no, that sounds like the ideal thing he needs. Please just do that. So they're doing that. In the meantime, the local authority are still asking all the schools and trying to find the ideal thing we asked for. We filled out a list saying we want this, that, and the other. It has to do this, has to do that. She's trying to get it all working. The idea is we're supposed to say then, like, well, if you can give the money to the school, they'll take the funding and they'll do all this, this, and this. Would you do that? And they'll hopefully do that. So fingers crossed they will. I have had a chat with Ollie. I had a really good kind of conversation with him where I told him the situation and I said, this is where we are. We had talked about you moving. We're basically looking for schools, but we know that you don't want to, and we feel the same, and we really want to make it work. So I said, school are going to be putting things in place now that are a bit different and a bit unusual, and you might not like the sound of it up front, but you need to go with it and try it out and test it, because the whole point is if it works, it's going to be what you need to stay there and what you need to get you through there for the next 2 years. And so you need to be giving everything a solid try and doing your best. And we agreed that it's in his best interests and he's up for that. He was excited to see his new teacher. He was happy to see his new TA. She was wonderful. She'd been going to McDonald's over the holidays and brought him all the Pokemon cards that she'd got from her Happy Meals. I guess, I don't know if she's got kids or what, but she had a ton of Happy Meal Pokemon cards that she gave him yesterday, and he was delighted. And he was like, I left them at school, I should have brought them home. And he was like, just telling me all about it, all happy. So yeah, he's in a good place. He feels happy. I'm hoping the events have kind of pushed us to a point where the school are getting absolutely everything, and yeah, we're back from the edge a little bit. We're still quite close to it. It's only going to take one more event, I guess, and I'm not holding my breath that they won't happen. I've been here too many times, but it does feel like after this point we're kind of out. We've literally exhausted every avenue. It's like I thought we'd exhausted every avenue, and then when we panicked, they were like, no, we do have this ultra big avenue here we can take, which is good. But it is literally the last roll of the dice, and it's like, ugh. It's weird being back in the position where this is all kicking off again, because it's been nice having a 6-week respite from it all, where the only thing we were really worried about is keeping them entertained. Ben and Ollie have been like literally fighting each other every day. Ben's such a little wind-up merchant. I've learned that this is quite common for the youngest kid in a trio of kids to be an absolute wind-up to the other two. It's because he doesn't have any power over them except winding them up. He's not stronger than them. He's not taller than them. He's not faster. He's not cleverer. He's like, God, how younger? He's like 8 years younger than Emily and 5 years younger than Ollie, I think, roughly. And so yeah, just winding them up is his power, and he just loves to exert it. And it's like, come on, little fella, you're gonna get hurt here. Like Ollie's gonna give you a slap if you carry on. And it's like trying really hard to teach him not to do this, but equally thinking you had that coming. You know what I mean? You kicked your brother while he was watching TV. You just went and randomly poked your brother in the face. He's gonna slap you. Like you need to learn. But Ben does not learn. So we'll see. We'll see how he gets on. But yeah, everyone else is good. Emily had a great holidays off. She went away 2 or 3 times overall. She went away with a friend for a week. She went away with Claire and her nan. I think she visited people and yeah, I was talking to her this morning on the way into school, going like, "This was the longest holiday ever, and you did loads." Because I thought she'd been lounging around in her room a lot. And when I was reflecting on it, I was like, "No, she's had a really good holiday, just doing lots." I've just been working and lounging around. And I mean, Claire was like, "Why did you start these tablets now when you're off and you've got all these side effects?" And I'm like, "Well, I get what she means. I've kind of written off the whole of August with side effects, but I'm glad I did it then and not when it was hectic season where there's lots going on, I suppose." But speaking of hectic season, we've got EGX coming up in, I think it's like 15 days roughly. I'm going to be at EGX. I'm doing another neurodiversity panel on the Sunday. Also got MCM at the end of October. We're doing another one. So a very busy period coming up with 2 conventions, 2 panels, lots of meeting up with people, lots of shenanigans. It should be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hoping. I kind of want to know whether the doctor can change me to tablets where I'll be actually allowed to have a goddamn beer, because I've not had I gave up drinking pretty much anyway, but the only time I was planning on drinking was sociably, and I've got 2 social events, and I'm going away for a weekend in November, and I've not had the heart to tell my friends I'm not allowed to drink yet. My friends I'm meeting up with, we're staying together for 4 days in a like an Airbnb, and I'm like, they're all going to be boozing it up 24/7, and I'm going to be there sipping Coke. Like I need to figure out. There's got to be a tablet they can give me that allows me to drink some beer. Surely, I keep meaning to test it, but Claire doesn't want me to like drink beer on a Saturday night and then be ruined and ruin the Saturday night for myself. She's like, "Don't ruin your evening. You'll be so gutted." And I don't know. I maybe have to test it out at some point. But not that I'm planning on drinking 50 beers, but like it'd be nice to just sit there and nurse 4 a day or something. But anyway, we'll see. I'm waffling a bit here, so I'm going to wrap up. I'm hoping that you're all well. Let me know in the comments how you're getting on, how you've all been, how your summer holidays were, how was your kids' return to schools, how was your return to school or uni, what you up to. Just hello world, it's me, I'm back, I still exist. Yeah, and I'm hoping that these damn side effects will wear off soon. I'm hoping I feel better and normal soon. But yeah, I do feel positive today, I guess, which is why I'm recording. So see you all soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.